All right, thanks for joining us, everybody. We're here once again for Heartland Heritage, and it's our program all about regional history and events. And as usual, we're joined by Carla Jordan. She is the director of the Cape Girardeau County History Center, and we've got a special guest today. Carla, how are you doing?
Hey, everybody. Hi, Clayton. I'm terrific. Even in this heat, I'm doing fine. I got my iced tea going.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that is the necessary way of pretty much remedying that whole situation. Carla, can you introduce us to our guest today?
Yes, it would be my pleasure. I am so honored today to introduce Rae Lynn Munoz. She is the executive director of the Missouri National Veterans Memorial in Perryville. And it's probably one of the most extraordinary sites around, and it's quite a pleasure to have you here today, Rae Lynn. Thanks.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
All right. So, yeah, just to start things off, what do people need to know that may not be as familiar with your site yet? That Rae Lynn, what sort of things do people may not know before they head out, or may not know at all, so that they don't know to head out?
Well, I believe it all starts with one man's promise. The campus that we stand on and see today that those constituents will come to visit used to be farm fields. And for those of us as Southeast Missouri natives, when you see a farm field, you feel home. Now we have behind our Vietnam Wall the corn coming in, so the farm field is still a very welcomed aspect of that. We also have other things like our military museum, where we have a scavenger hunt for children and adults of all ages, because as we know, our children of today and those youth are our leaders and veterans of tomorrow. So a big mission here is education, bridging the gaps between our constituents and the rich military history of our nation and of the state of Missouri.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. All right, and so just as people are looking into this and looking into the history of it, how did it come about? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So we have Mr. Jim Edelman, a third-generation farmer who donated 47 acres and $2.5 million, and it all started with the promise he made in Vietnam. As most know, veterans of the Vietnam era were not welcomed home. They did not receive parades. They did not have that fun, fuzzy, warm feeling that I receive when I walk into a room as a veteran of the global war on terror. And when Jim met with the other, as Carla knows, those Perryville natives and those leaders within the community 5 years ago, they decided to make this a reality.
All right, that's excellent. Yeah, and I know that you all have events coming up, right? Can you tell us a little bit more about those?
Well, before I get into the event, I'd like to talk about what's new here at the campus and what we have coming this fall. First, by Veterans Day, we will have the ribbon cutting for our Huey helicopter, which was donated by the Military Museum of Missouri. We also have our cemetery, which we've placed about the first 200 plots, and are looking to do interments as early as the end of this year. And lastly, we have the Jeep exhibit, which is currently being refabricated by the students of the CTC in Perryville. It'll be displayed in our military museum. One of the other things that we have, which we talk about events, is our Veterans Breakfast is every Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 9 here on campus. You'll see me welcoming those veterans every Tuesday. We also have, in the celebration of the 247th anniversary of the adoption of the Declaration of Independence, we will be hosting at dusk a lighting ceremony of our Vietnam Wall, where it'll be lit in red, white, and blue.
Oh.
All right. Wonderful. Yeah, wonderful. All right, and with all of that to look forward to, is there just anything else that folks need to know as they are making those plans, as they're taking a look at visiting?
Well, the first thing they should know is there's no entry fee to our campus, not to our museum, not to our Welcome Center, or any of our monuments. We do ask those to donate, or if they would like to support, we have sponsorships for the flags that line our campus, bricks, pavers within our knee wall monument, and of course, donations, anything from $1 to whatever you feel is appropriate. Our campus is open Sunday through Thursday from 11 to 3 p.m., and our summer hours for Friday and Saturday are 9 to 5.
Wonderful. All right. Yeah, Carla, did you have anything that you wanted to add? Anything to
I have a couple of, I always have to make a comment and an analysis, but Rae Lynn is a veteran Marine. Now, you don't say she's a former Marine, because once you're a Marine, you're always a Marine. And Rae Lynn, I want to officially thank you for your service. And also, the cemetery is a huge victory. I was included in a few of the conversations with the late Mike Lundy regarding this site. And I think if you go in the visitor center, I'm in a movie in there still. But I don't know. You check that out and let me know. I might not have had this color hair. But anyway, it's so awesome that you've got the cemetery going. I am a 17-year active duty Air Force mom. My kid's almost done with his career in the Air Force, but I just want to tell you how much that means to me that you're going to have that cemetery there. Is it designated as a national cemetery?
It is not designated as a national cemetery. It will be a private cemetery, but we are using Arlington as our gold star standard to meet eligibility requirements.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. And also, kudos to you and your team for using the CTC students with the Jeep project. As a site administrator for many years, I have to tell you, it's always a breath of fresh air and a sign of your progress in the future that you partner with regional educational places. That is fantastic. And they're going to have fun doing that. And then all of them will be connected to your site. So it's good future planning too. So kudos, kudos, kudos. I was very happy to hear that. You're thinking outside the box, and it's awesome. It's awesome. And I am so happy that memorial is here, because as a person who has to walk with a walker every day, it's not easy to go and see a memorial site that's in a large urban area that you require public transportation and you can't walk very far. I can tell you that your site is so accessible to everyone. It's accessible in location, it's accessible regarding safety at the site, and it's also accessible because you're there every day. And even if I can't walk out there, somebody can push me, and we're not going to have to go through all the urban mess. And that's ill of the original Veterans Wall, but this one is an exact replica, and it's right there in Perry County. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And as soon as it cools off a little bit, I'll be there to see you, okay?
I look forward to it.
Clayton, thank you for having Rae Lynn Munoz here today. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We are glad to have you here. Glad to give folks a look today at the Missouri National Veterans Museum. And we appreciate your time, appreciate you being here and spending the time with us, Rae Lynn. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
All right. Yeah, Carla, Rae Lynn, thank you both again. And to our audience, we appreciate you all being here, spending the time with us here on Heartland Heritage. Stick around. We'll have more local news live just around the corner.